Hey, what's up? In this video, I'm going to show you 7 ways to play the D major chord in your guitar. It's the same thing for the electric guitar and the acoustic. We're going to go over proper technique and the correct fingers that will help with making smooth chord changes and quick chord changes. And we're also going to get into common pitfalls that people make when they try to do this chord. So let's break it down and let's get into it. All right, so the first voicing we're going to go over is the open position. This is one everyone's familiar with. And before we do that though, check out this technique. So the guitar neck is going up. You maybe don't need to have it as much as I do. However, if you do the more folky approach and you're playing guitar like this, it still needs to be going up, okay? If you don't do that, you're gonna kink up your wrist and you're gonna cause lots of problems. Hand's not gonna work properly. You're gonna be really frustrated. So make sure the wrist is as straight as possible. Now, as far as the fingers go, we're gonna put your index finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, your ring finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and your middle finger on the 1st string, 2nd fret. You can see it kind of looks like a little triangle there, if that helps. And we're gonna strum from the D string down. Okay, so that is it. Now, even though, yes, I gave them one at a time, obviously, the goal is to make one motion, okay? So to go nice and slow with this. Sweet. So that's it on this one. And with the chord diagrams I'm also giving you the notes of the chord. I don't really care if you memorize that just yet, but you'll see it's the D, A, D, F sharp. We need at least one of each of those. Okay, so this way you can kind of see what's going on underneath. And now if you know the notes and the string names, you'll know that, hey, this is the A string, so technically you could do this. Okay, I don't think that was part of the goal that I was going to give you, but this would be considered a D/A, a slash chord, which is basically you play a D major, but then you have an A note in the bass. Okay, that was a little bonus one, because the next one I wanted to give you was the D/F sharp. This one's pretty common. What's gonna happen, same thing as far as your fingers go, but then your thumb's gonna come over top and then it's gonna squeeze the 6th string too. Why does that work? Well, just like we just spoke about the notes, we're just adding an F sharp right there, and F sharp's part of the chord. Again, in this video, we're not going to go over why this is the case. We're not going to go over the theory. I'll have other videos for that. But that's what's happening, and you technically could play the F sharp and the A and just strum them all. However, if you play the F sharp on the 6th string and then the A note, it's going to sound a little muddy. So I would suggest to not do that. And how you're going to handle that is this one's going to squeeze, and it's going to barely touch the 5th string so that if you do strum it, it mutes it. Okay? Cool. So moving on. Now, if your chord changes are kind of slow, you may consider checking out my free PDF download and video training on how to speed up your chord changes in less than 30 days. I'll walk you through the process step by step, and we'll fix this problem once and for all. So I'll have a link in the description below, so you can check that out, and let's fix this problem if that is you. So the next voicing we're going to go over is not a bar chord, but it's going to set you up to do the bar chords. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to the 6th string, 10th fret, and we're going to do this little shape. And what's going to happen is we're going to have your first finger, your index, on 6th string 10, your ring finger on 5th string 12th fret, your pinky on 4th string 12th fret, and then your middle finger on 3rd string 11. And that's it. They only want you to strum those 4 strings. Don't strum them all. So what's happening though, behind my hand, I'm doing this.
𝐂𝐨𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐭
If your thumb's over here, your hand's not gonna work properly. Millions of guitar players, they struggle with small hands. Ridiculous fix, it takes 2 seconds. Your thumb needs to be here, and if it's over here, it collapses, it won't stretch. People think you need to do finger stretches or gadgets to help get your fingers to work properly. It's literally a 2-second fix, okay? So again, it's like this, and right here, it's right behind, it's really these 2 fingers actually, 1st and 2nd, okay? Cool, that is it. That's the next way to play a D major on your guitar. And that's not in open position, but it is not a bar chord either. But to make the bar chord, once you get good at doing this, all you need to do is lower your index finger down, and then you're going to push kind of to the side of it, like right here. Boom. Okay? That's it. I mean, if you can't do this version, the one I just gave you, how do you plan on doing the bar? So get good at this one, and then you just lower it down, push to the side, bar chord's easy. If you find I'm going just a little too fast, I have an article that I wrote up on my website about this chord that'll have the chord diagrams, but then also I have a bit more information as far as what chord progressions sound cool with this chord, what keys use the chord, a few songs that are easy enough that you can practice with this, as well as what are the notes inside the chords so that we can really understand what's going on with this chord, and we can level up your guitar playing and your musicianship at the same time. So you may want to check that out. Okay, so the next voicing we're going to go over for the D major, it's going to be right here on the 5th string, 5th fret. And what we're going to do here is we're going to put your first finger on 5th string 5, then your ring finger on 4th string 7, and then your ring finger is going to bar across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings like so. Now you can see here, the way I'm pulling this off is that knuckle's pretty high and it's allowing it to scoop in. If you're back here, then it's not gonna work. So make sure, again, we're trying to keep the straightness in our wrist as much as possible, not jut it out. Again, that knuckle's high, it scoops down, bar chord is not that hard. Boom. Okay, cool, so there you go. That's the next one, and then a slight variation of this one is we're gonna do a second bar with your index finger, and it's also gonna play the 1st string. This one's pretty tricky because what's gonna happen is your ring finger is gonna have to be squeezing on the 2nd string and then get up and out of the way and not touch the 1st string. But you don't need to do that, of course. It just gives you a little top end. As you can see on this chord diagrams, we're still getting the D note, the A note, a D, an F sharp, and then an extra A right there. Sweet. Okay, so the last one we're gonna go over is not as common, but you can maybe try this out. It's gonna be a little stretch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like so, boom. And we're going to put our pinky on the 5th string, 5th fret. So again, we had a D chord like this, but there's one thing that makes the guitar pretty unique is we can play a lot of different chords on the guitar in different positions. Okay, so then we're gonna put our ring finger on the 4th string 4. Then we're going to put our our second finger on the 2nd string 3, and then 1st finger is gonna bar on strings 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so there you have it. There are 7 ways to play the D major on your guitar. I went from easy to hard, so work through those, and just remember with as far as your technique goes, it's like this, okay? So your thumb cannot be over here. It's gotta be in the middle of your hand or your hand won't work properly. Second, the angle of your guitar needs to be going up or at least slightly up. It cannot be straight or going down, for heaven's sakes. That will not work. And try to minimize the curvature in your wrist. We want to put that curvature in your fingers, okay? If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe for more videos coming out soon.